The origins and migration of modern humans around the world have always been a hot topic of debate. Where and when the first human migration began, how it reached from one continent to the other. So far, the study suggests the first ever migration of Homo sapiens started from Eastern Africa, more particularly from the Horn of Africa, where the migrants moved from the West Asian arid regions to the Indian subcontinent. Hello viewers, I'm Rajat Kane and you're watching The Edge. It's from there the dispersal began to the Far East, to what is today's Australia and even up north in what is today China and then the world over. And now a new study has once again pointed to Africa as the continent from where our ancestors dispersed in late Pleistocene epoch, which began around 126,000 years ago but from a different part of the continent. Well, a new study has come where various dispersal routes have been suggested. It's titled The Coastal Hypothesis, one possible migration route for late Pleistocene Homo sapiens from the southern tip of Africa, authored by a group of researchers A. Whitfield, C. Helm, R. Rust, W. Steer and F. Thackeray. The group of scientists studying human evolution proposes that coast of southern Africa was likely where Homo sapiens began this worldwide journey. Some people started leaving this area around 70,000 years ago and took a route along the east coast and left continent about 50,000 to 40,000 years ago. The latest study backs this hypothesis on various kinds of evidence including geography, climate and environment, marine food resources, genetics, trace fossils and technical and cultural abilities of people in that region at that particular point of time. The reason for migration and the advantages of coastal route out of Africa compared to an inland route are outlined in that review as well. Well, this proposed route is a counter to current belief among most scientists that out of Africa migration began in Eastern Africa and not in Southern Africa. So talking about the Southern Cape origin, the study argues that modern humans arose in Africa during Middle Stone Age about 2 lakhs years ago and then replaced populations of hominins outside the continent between 60,000 to 40,000 years ago. The study suggests that their African origin was in Southern Cape region of what is now South Africa and that the migration along the coastal African line and onto Arabian Peninsula may have happened over the period which is less than 20,000 years ago. Quite a different study in terms of the hypothesis. At the same point, the conclusions, what they're getting as to the established historical research. Now, why did this migration happen at all? Why would some people choose to move and migrate? It's likely that increasing pressure from successful, growing, competing bands of humans, combined with climatic and environmental changes and a limited number of suitable cave occupation sites, provided a trigger for an initial eastward and northeastward migration. Other reasons may have included availability of seafood, fresh water, level ground, warm temperatures and fewer big dangerous animals along the intertidal coastline. It seems there weren't other people in the way either. For example, there is no evidence of an equivalent culture associated with the sea on the eastern coast of Africa. The lack of suitable coastal caves to live in north of South Africa may have encouraged human clans to keep moving up the coastline. The exit from the Horn of Africa into Arabian Peninsula was distinctly feasible from 60,000 years ago onwards. Records from Red Sea indicate that sea levels in the region were about 100 meters below present levels about 65,000 years ago. But now this new study points to a Southern Cape as a cradle of modern human development. The people of this region were ideally placed 70,000 years ago to undertake a quick and effective migration out of Africa and then around the world. Well, share your thoughts about the story. And for more such content, like, follow and subscribe The Edge.